Tell us what you've been doing like the last, say, 2 months.
I've just got back a week ago from the Expendables, filming down in Brazil and then NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, and it was good, really good. Long, almost 3 months, but the movie went great. Had a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what to expect. I mean, anything surprising? What was the coolest thing that you dealt with on set?
Well, just a tremendous cast of guys. I think if you think of the old Dirty Dozen and the number of stars that were in that movie, this is like the modern version of that. I mean,
yeah.
We've got Stallone, who wrote it, is directing and starring in it, Jason Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Terry Crews, Mickey Rourke.
Wow.
You know, just a who's who. I think Arnold's making a cameo in it. Bruce Willis is in it. Steve Austin. I mean, you name it, they're in there. So
what's your character in this? Because I hear a lot of badasses there. Normally you're the badass. I mean, I think you're really the badass amongst all those guys, but on screen they're badasses.
Well, I was one of the Expendables. There was 6 of us on the team. Stallone leading the team, and you know, each guy kind of had their specialty. My specialty was obviously the hand-to-hand stuff. So my character was called Toll Road. I had a lot of fun.
So they didn't want dirty boxing. They didn't want takedowns.
Oh, there was definitely some takedowns involved. Yeah, a lot of slamming, a lot of breaking of limbs and necks and so on. Yeah.
Good deal. You look fired up. You're like, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. I think my body count by the time it was all said and done was about 26.
Dead or injured?
Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look at you, trained killer now. Who knew? Hey, so I heard from a little snitch in the gym that this wasn't just the movie, though. Did you have a trainer down there or someone at least on set who has some kickboxing background, so at least you could work on your fighting a little bit?
Yeah, oddly enough, I rolled in there kind of expecting to maybe have to bring one of my guys down to spend some time. And on the stunt crew, lo and behold, was Tony from Hermosa Beach Boxing Works. I used to train there all the time when I first started fighting.
Yeah.
Leading into the Belfort fight, I worked with him and a guy named Dave and Scotty a lot on my boxing and kickboxing. And he was doubling Dolph, so I spent a lot of time with Tony during the course of the shoot and got some sparring in on some new drills, refined some stuff, and I came back in pretty decent shape. Yeah. So first week of camp went well.
You don't get out of shape, though. I busted your chops when you were getting ready for the heavyweight comeback against Sylvia. You were having some cookies, and I remember saying to you, I'm like, you're gonna lose those abs. You're like, no way. Absolutely will not.
No, they're still here.
There you go. Physical freak, right? Even in his mid-40s. So UFC 100. Well, I want to get to some of the fights, but what does this mean to you? I mean, you're one of the the granddaddies of the organization. You were around at the very beginning when they're doing weigh-ins and freaking Holiday Inns and. Yeah. I mean, now look at it. You've got you can't get a ticket for less than like $600 online. They got the Fan Expo going. The money it's going to generate for Vegas is insane. You're probably looking at 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. So kind of reflect on if you ever thought it would get here.
Well, it's been an amazing ride, and to go from, like you said, UFC 13 was my first. It sounds weird to even say UFC 13, and now we're at 100. And to go from Holiday Inns in the South, which was a lot of times the only states where we could get sanctioned in back then, and the cable ban, and feeling like the sport may die, and to being now in mainstream television on ESPN and all the other things that are happening, it's an amazing thing. And to get 5,000 and 6,000 fans just coming to the weigh-ins is incredible. Mm-hmm. And now I think the Fan Expo is going to be a great thing. It's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing the turnout there. And I think you're getting to see a couple of great fights with George fighting Alves, and then the heavyweight battle to unify the titles with Mir and Lesnar is going to be awesome too.
What do you? I know you have some media responsibilities. You're going to be doing some ESPN with MMA Live, and then some of the fight coverage on the night before and after the fight, right?
I will start doing MMA Live. I'll be doing my work on Thursday and Friday around the weigh-ins. I'm actually not going to be here for the fights. It's my weekend with my son. I'm going up to Seattle to spend the weekend with my boy. I haven't seen him in a month because of the movie, so I'm going to go up and spend the weekend with him, and we'll watch it on a pay-per-view like a lot of other folks.
So no hesitation at all. That chance to be at the 100th event, you're like, family comes before.
Yeah, I had to do what I had to do. I haven't seen my boy in a month because of the other commitments that I had, and it is a special fight with the UFC 100, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's still just another UFC fight for me. I have to go up there.
So I got to ask this real quick on family dealings with your marriage. Do you feel like the decks are cleared, your head's clear? Is it still an ongoing process? Because I'll give you one example. I think Shane Mosley had some issues with his wife for a while, and I don't want you to get into the issues, but clearly once he cleared things out, he kind of looks like a new fighter. So where are you now mentally with all that, without going into too much detail?
Well, I wish I could say it was my first rodeo.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think in previous time leading into the second Chuck fight, it was a huge issue, but it wasn't just my soon-to-be ex-wife at the time. There was a whole bunch of other things going on with businesses and my mom and a lot of other stuff that I think contributed to the overall feeling that I wasn't getting the job done in training. It's a little bit different here, and I've got a tremendous support group here. The fighters, the gym, everything else is doing just fine. And so I'm able to compartmentalize that piece of the puzzle and deal with Kim and all the things that are going on with her solely by themselves and keep them in perspective. And it's not easy, but I think, keeping some distance there and just it is what it is. It's going to turn out how it's going to turn out, and focus on what I need to focus on right now. So it's going well, and I've only been back a week, going on a week and a half now. So things look okay. Camp went great last week, first week of camp, and I felt fantastic. And dialing things in, got the plan all written out, and I'm going to stay on track, and I think we'll be fine.